This is lower level 2 of the proposed Center for Theater, the ground plan. There are two other levels below this, lower level 3 and lower level 4, but those contain the workings of the building, you might say, the HVAC systems, electrical, the plumbing, all of that is taken care of with that, and also our lifts for the various theaters and our elevators in the building, the maintenance for that. So lower level 3 and lower level 4 is basically for maintenance of the building, and lower level 2 is the lowest level that we will use consistently for productions. Some things to point out here. Orange, you see on these drawings I've done, represents storage areas. Yellow represents an area that is open to above or below. Green represents restrooms. And as you go in through the building, you will notice as we go from floor to floor that I've kind of designed this with blocks of spaces in mind. Three of the largest blocks are our three main stage theaters. Over here on the right, we have our arena theater. This is lower level 2, a load-in area for set pieces. We have the thrust stage theater, which is over here. This has, on lower level 2, you can see there's an orchestra pit lift there. There's also lifts here for our set pieces to rise and store downstairs. Then we have the proscenium theater here in the center, and it includes, of course, the same thing. It includes a series of lifts to bring up set pieces on stage, as well as the lift for orchestra pit there. Some of the highlights of lower level 2 are our shops. We have shops located on the first floor of the theater building and on lower level 2. This means that our largest pieces of scenery we can construct and load into our spaces from lower level 2. This is a paint shop on this side. Here is a paint frame that continues all the way up through the first floor of the theater as well. So it has the possibility of working on two separate paint projects at the same time. In addition, we have a large storage area up here, 250 feet by 45 feet by 19 feet tall. And in this space, you can see I have designated an area here adjacent to the paint shop, a place where we can lay down drops or flats and paint them on the ground as well as on the paint frame for spattering and for certain textural things to do. We can lay it down on the ground. The rest of this is for storage, which is absolutely marvelous. This side over here, we have a metal shop and a second, you might call this a second construction shop for our larger sets. There is a TD's office here on the lower level 2 as well as on the first floor. And also on this level, we have our sound office and storage, our lighting office and storage. And we have the heart of our operation, of course, is our green room, which is right here. And that is kind of the hangout area and the check-in area. So since it is on lower level 4, lower level 2, we can come down and park on lower level 2, and then our staff and artists can come right in through the doors from the garage and come straight in and sign in here at the green room. An interesting piece that I'd like to add here, right behind the green room, is a space I want to make into a tech studio that would be both a classroom and kind of a lab, you might say, an experimental area. We would cover the walls, this wall over here in green, this corner, and this cover here in blue, so we could also film segments for shows and for commercials and that sort of thing, as well as having a small grid of lights in here so we could do some experiments with lighting and with set pieces. When the orchestra lift would be brought down to this level, it would be possible, this has a 19-foot high ceiling here, we could bring any bit of scenery in right through here from the stage loaded in, or from the scene shop, the scene storage area back here, straight into the lab to work with. So I think that would be a real plus for our students and our faculty. I think they'd be excited about that. To have a space to actually set up things and not have to take them down again necessarily because there's a show that has to be done on that same space. Down here, we have more storage areas here for set pieces and for extra seating for shows, perhaps here in this space, and also up here for our proscenium house. We have two large rooms here on lower level 2, and we have them on lower level 1 as well, prop shops and studios to build and to store our props. We also have on lower level 2 and lower level 1, we have 2 dressing rooms here, auxiliary dressing rooms and restrooms there. They can be used for quick changes or for special makeups or for any spillover that we need for a large production. We can have that available to us. Let me see. Another aspect here, something I've added to our green room, is over here a space that is a relaxation room that's kind of like a little Zen space for people. We know that Tech Week can get rather harried, and not just Tech Week, but just dealing with school in general, I'm sure. So we have a space there that if you care to, as a student or even as a faculty member or staff member, that you can just check out for a little bit and go and enter that room and kind of let your blood pressure come down and relax a little bit. I think it's something that I didn't originally think of, but I have heard about the benefits of this recently, and I think it would be a great boon to our Center for Theater. We'll offer 2 of these in the building, one at lower level 2 and one at 3rd floor as part of the costume shop. There will also be a relaxation room there for our staff and students. So that's an overall look at lower level 2. Our next video takes us up 20 feet to lower level 1.